Well, hello and welcome to this change of shift in service entitled, Can This Nursing Career Be Saved? The purpose of this exercise is to help you determine whether a change of profession is in order or if maybe your practice of nursing can be altered to better fit who you are as well as your needs and your preferences. Let's see, maybe we can even save your nursing career. My name is Christy Hendricks. I have been a registered nurse for about 25 years now, and that's been primarily in NICU, pediatrics, medical aesthetics, and various forms of community education. All right, so in this service, we're going to discuss your motivations behind getting your nursing degree in the first place. Then we're going to take a look at your interests, skills, and passions, and your personal and professional needs and preferences. And finally, we're going to do a brain dump and figure out some possible nursing careers or career alternatives that might be derived from all those contributing factors. Okay, so let's start at looking at your motivations for going into nursing. So I want you to remember back to the reasons you went into nursing in the first place. Okay, think back. You might want to start writing these down. Now, be honest, it's okay to say that the earnings potential was a factor, okay? Nobody faults an engineer for saying that the earnings potential was a factor in them choosing engineering, okay? It's okay to say the same as nursing. It doesn't make you a bad nurse or not a compassionate person. Okay, what about the hours? Now, I personally liked the idea of working 12-hour shifts. You know, you didn't have to work as many. Probably, because it allowed me to work 4 12s and call it full time. So, did you work per diem? If so, why? So I worked per diem for a good, quite a while, and I loved it because it offered me so much flexibility. What about the technology used in medicine? Did that play a factor in your decision to become a nurse? If so, was it the hands-on use of the medical equipment technology of, say, pumps and lines and vents? Or was it the IT that you were drawn to? For lots of nurses, the status of the profession in the public eye can be a motivation. The nursing profession has traditionally been seen as really an honorable and worthwhile profession. So did the idea of professionalism play a part in your decision to become a nurse? Okay, now true, job availability and security are fluid, okay? When I became a nurse, jobs were plentiful. But barely 5 years ago, new grads couldn't find jobs out of nursing school and even had to take refresher courses to be considered, having remained unemployed for 18 months. So maybe your search now for a career alternative is a result of not being able to find a job after graduation. Now, and for some of you, nursing may have simply been the presumption, okay, in your family. Was your mom or your sister a nurse? And so it was presumed that you would also become a nurse? Okay. What about well-meaning friends or family who might have talked you into the profession? So did you go unwillingly, feel pushed into it, or did you go because it's truly what you wanted to do? And to what degree did altruism play a role in your decision to become a nurse? Did you become a nurse because you truly love helping people? So the bottom line is, was it born out of your own true desire? Or were you maybe influenced by the desires or motivations of someone else? Here's a telling question for you. Is your nursing career A true reflection of your interests, skills, and passions. Let's dissect those down, shall we? Think about what interests you. Okay, you know, those things that you follow on Facebook, you read books and magazines about, or attend shows centered around. If you could do it all day long, you would. Okay, so do any of your interests touch on what you're doing in nursing right now? Or does your current nursing practice lie kind of in a bubble outside of the things that really interest you? Okay, your skills. So these are the things that you're really good at, and sometimes friends, family members, or coworkers will call upon you to take the lead in these matters because they recognize your skill at it, and hopefully you're aware and know that you're very skilled at these things too. Okay, so now, do you have opportunities at work to do the things that you're really skilled at? Or do you sometimes feel that your skills, you know, the ones you would love to employ, are being wasted in your current position? Okay, passion. So, passion. Where would we be without it? All right, so passion is what sets your belly on fire. Okay, some people who don't understand, of course, may even say that this is your obsession. Okay, what are you passionate about? Be sure to write it down. Okay, if you feel you have no passions, like, you know, I'm not really passionate about anything, you know, don't worry, okay, because passions are sometimes found in the process of doing. Okay, all right, now you might want to get a little piece of paper out because I've got a little exercise I'd like you to complete. Okay, in 3 columns, I want you to list your interests, skills, and passions. I've listed some of my own for purposes of illustration. Okay, so you can see on the left, my interests. I love sailing. I'm really interested in sailing. I'm not going to say that I'm skilled at it. You'll notice that it's not over in my skill column, but I love to sail Hobie cats. Very interested in it. Like I said, I'm not so sure that I'm really all that good at it, but I like to do it. I'm interested in crafting. I'll take on just about any kind of craft. I'm very interested in online business. It fascinates me. Love it. Interested in gardening. I don't do vegetables, but I love planting flowers and shrubs and kind of the design, you know, landscape design. Love it, love it, love it. And there, look at right under that is design. I love design, any kind of design, graphic design, interior design, landscape design, you know, anything that has to do with, you know, color and texture and placement and all that kind of stuff. Okay, so let's move over to skills. I feel that I'm skilled at teaching. I have used, you know, different processes of teaching depending on who it is that I'm teaching, and usually pretty well able to get the point across and help learners. I'm pretty skilled at marketing. Love doing that. And then, of course, interior design, graphic design, pretty good at that. You know, when I have people come over and they really admire my interior design, and I've also had the opportunity to do some staging, home staging. I've really enjoyed that. Passions, I would have to say that definitely I have a passion for learning as well as for teaching. Sometimes I've just been known to go on YouTube and just learn about, I don't know, random things, just for the fun of it. Passion, obviously, about my kids, my family, my husband. That's kind of a no-brainer. That goes pretty much without saying. Adventure, I love adventure. You know, I'll try anything. I'll try anything once. Well, almost anything once. Probably not going to jump out of an airplane, but I do love adventure. And of course, you know, teaching and creativity. Okay. Okay. So now note whether any of these are being fulfilled in your current nursing position. Okay, and be honest. Okay, and it's not going to be everything. Don't worry. They won't all fit into nursing. Okay, obviously I'm not going to go sailing Hobies in my nursing position, but you should be able to see some overlap. Okay, do you see any overlap? All right, so now list your personal and your career needs and preferences. Okay, I'm going to go through just examples of my own. I felt that I needed to work daytime hours. After so many years of doing nights, had to do daytime hours. I did discover about myself that I needed autonomy. I needed to just kind of call the shots and have that freedom to schedule myself and do my own thing, and then also to be home based. I just couldn't just work outside the home, go working for somebody else. It just wasn't going to happen anymore. Preferences for me, it's nice to be able to go travel. Like I said, my daughters live in different states, and so that's really nice to be able to just pick up what I need and go. And that kind of ties into the next one, which is online. If I could work online, I can take wherever I can take my laptop, I can take my work. So yeah, I really enjoy that. And I do prefer to use any kind of creativity I can in the work that I do. Okay, now your needs, those are deal breakers. Okay, you absolutely, those are really, really important to you, and they are non-negotiable. And especially, like if you've got kids at home or something, these are non-negotiable. You just have to have it this way, because otherwise it's just not going to work. You're not even going to look for jobs or career options if it's not going to fit those needs that you have. Okay, your preferences, they're not going to make or break a deal, but they definitely sweeten it. Okay, those are the icing on the cake. They make it really, really worth your while. Okay, so now I want you to just kind of think about what what is the level, or what is the source of your discontent in your position. If you're here at Change the Shift, it's because you have some discontent in your nursing career, and you're wondering if you should leave the profession, or is there some other way to practice nursing? How else can I be a nurse? So you really got to look at what is the source of that discontent. Okay, and as much as you can, differentiate between your current position and your nursing career as a whole. Okay, because you can change jobs, and if that alleviates or negates that source of discontent, then problem solved. So I want you to look at things like your hours, and remember, these change over time. Things like your hours, different needs and preferences do change over time. So your hours, it could be your schedule, it could be workplace politics, okay, or loss of interest in your specialty. Maybe you're just not there anymore. You're like, you know what? This doesn't burn my belly anymore. Maybe feelings of helplessness, and I think a lot of nurses feel this way when they get inundated with administrative burden. You know what I mean? You're on the computer all the time. You feel like you can't even get over to your patient's bedside because you've got to cross these T's, dot these I's, do all this stuff for admin, and you can't even get over, to see your patient and take care of their needs. This can be very frustrating for nurses. Okay, you feel helpless in being able to help them. It could be too much change. We know that, if you're working in healthcare, things are always changing. There is always a new policy or procedure coming around the corner every time you look. It could be that it's not enough change. Okay, maybe you're working for some agency or something, and it just is kind of like same old, and you just need a little bit more variety and a little more stimulation than that is offering to you. All right, let's look here at disillusionment. And what I mean by that, really, here, let me give you two examples. One is the nursing student, okay? Goes into nursing because he or she really just cares about people, wants to take care of people. And they get into nursing school, and they realize, oh my gosh, this is not what I thought it was going to be. This is not what I thought it was going to be. And before they even graduate, they're so disillusioned. And they're like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do now? I've got 3.5 years into this degree, and I can't even imagine doing this for a living. The other examples I've seen, I've talked to some women who, maybe went back for maybe a second degree or second career, and they went into nursing, and they go through nursing school and, seem to really enjoy it and stuff. And then they get out in practice, and it's like, oh my gosh, no, I can't do this. I cannot do this. I don't want to do this. It's not what I was expecting. There's got to be something else. And there's almost this feel sometimes, these feelings of panic, just anxiety and panic. Like, I've just invested so much. What the heck am I going to do now? Okay. Right, and also sources of discontent can be, as we know, coworkers, management, administration. Could be a lack of professional respect, not generally by the public, but more often than not within healthcare itself and other healthcare professionals. It could be a lack of promotional opportunities. For example, if you got your ADN and not your bachelor's, not your BSN, or if you have your BSN but not your MSN, you may be very limited in promotional opportunities. And for me, my own example is I already had a bachelor's degree before I decided to become a nurse. And so I just felt like, well, I don't need to get, another bachelor's degree. And I was just looking for something expedient and got an ADN. And got out, and about 10 years into the career realized, oh my gosh, I can't promote to anything because I don't have a BSN. Well, by that time I had two girls that were, coming up on, high school and college, and so I had to, decide, was I going to spend the time and the money to send myself back to school, or, was it their turn? And it needed to be their opportunity. So, yeah, lack of promotional opportunities could also be dependent on the organization that you work for. Maybe it's a small organization and there's only one or two people above you and they ain't going anywhere. So you're pretty limited there as to being able to promote. Okay, so we're getting close to the finish line here, and I do want you to be aware that your interests, passions, and your needs are going to change and evolve throughout your life. So have your career motivations changed? Okay. Have your needs and your preferences changed, or have they remained the same? Okay. Grab your sheet with your interests, skills, and passions, and we're going to take a look at all of these together. Okay. We're going to assess where you're at right now. All right, we're in the home stretch at this point, so now it's time to start putting it all together. Let's look at two examples, okay? In this first example, we can see the factors most important to this nurse. Okay, so that nurse is me, but this is a real life example, okay? All right, so what I learned about myself is at this point, I had to work days. I realized that I needed to have autonomy and just be able to direct my own day. I had to have flexibility to kind of come and go as I pleased, to work the days and hours that I wanted. One of my nice to haves would have been that if I could be creative in some way. I love teaching. Found out, kind of looking back on my career up to that point, that I always loved those positions where I could do a lot of teaching. Discovered that I needed to be my own boss, probably just part of my personality. And, if you look elsewhere on my Facebook page, you'll see a thing about personality profiles. You'll also find that on my website, changeofshift.org. So look at personality profiles, and that will tell you a lot about yourself, too. Discovered that I love doing stuff online. Yeah, kind of love doing stuff online. And I definitely wanted to be geo-independent. I wanted to be able to work wherever I could take my laptop. So. All right, so in that, and those things that I learned about myself, I realized and I discovered that my career needed to provide certain things, and those were daytime hours. I needed to be able to direct my own work. I wanted to work my days and hours according to my own lifestyle. I preferred to do things with graphics and design and be creative. I love to have contact with other nurses, and that would be really important to me. And kind of direct, really what kind of work I would do. Probably is still staying within that nursing profession. And then being my own boss, I am responsible for what happens in my business, and I take ownership for it. So if something goes wrong, I take responsibility, and it's my fault, nobody else's. And and if things go right, then I can take credit for that. I'm the nurse, creative techie. So I like to be able to work with technology. I don't like all aspects of technology. There's so many different. I do prefer kind of more the more creative ones. So that really needed to be part of my career. And finally, I needed to be able to take my work anywhere I went. So looking at those things, those possible or those factors, after going through that exercise, I'm able to brainstorm possible career alternatives that utilize my strengths and meet my needs. And so you can see here, those would be a nurse blogger, a course creator, online course creator, a career coach, could be a graphic designer for health publications, could be a LinkedIn expert, probably for nurses, marketing strategist, and maybe even a nurse author. So those are all possibilities that I looked at. All right, let's take another look at another example. And here we can see a nurse who her family life dictates that she work days. Okay, she loves kids and animals, prefers to be able to involve her kids in what she does, loves sports, loves the outdoors, likes to be outside, and prefers some structure, but with some room for play. Okay, so those are her preferences, her needs, and her skills and such. Now, in looking for a career alternative, she realizes that she's got to work daytime hours. She would like the ability to work with kids. Okay. Physical activity is very important. So this nurse knows that she is not going to be very happy behind a desk. So whatever career alternative she chooses, she cannot be just sitting behind a desk somewhere. Okay, she's got to be active. And if she has a chance to be outdoors, all the better. That's the cherry on top there. And she likes structure, but with a little bit of wiggle room. Okay, so it's not so rigid. Okay. All right, and then what we come up with are these career alternatives for this nurse. Okay, these are just a few options for this nurse to to take a look at. Maybe a camp nurse, could be a YMCA nurse, a resort nurse, a cruise ship nurse, maybe even Special Olympics nurse. And you can see where, some of these, she might even have opportunities to take her kids with her to be part of this. So I'm just thinking, for example, a camp nurse. I know that camp nurses oftentimes have the ability to bring their kids along at either for free tuition, or at a very greatly reduced rate. And then also maybe a resort nurse, her kids could be along. And so those are some great opportunities to be able to include the family in some of those situations. All right, so can this nursing career be saved? So what do you think? I mean, can you save your nursing career by, finding another way to practice? One that makes use of your interests, your skills, and your passions, while at the same time meeting your personal and professional needs. And what do you think? Do you really need to throw it all away? All right, if you're interested in taking a more in-depth look at your career options, then by all means contact me via changeofshift.org to schedule private coaching if you like. I work really, really hard to serve the needs of my sister nurses. You can find me over at changeofshift.org and find me on Facebook at facebook.com/changeofshift.